Hello guys, welcome back to Flashback Flicks. Get ready for a quick dive into today's movie recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Get ready for the most epic showdown in Kung Fu Panda 4. Po steps up as a mentor to train new warriors while facing a powerful new enemy. With action, heart, and Po's signature humor, this epic adventure will push him to new limits. The film opens with a chilling scene in a mine operated by a herd of rams. Suddenly, one of them is confronted by the terrifying apparition of the long-dead Tai Lung. In a devastating display of power, Tai Lung proceeds to attack and destroy the mine, sending the rams fleeing in terror. As the dust settles, Tai Lung boasts ominously that nobody can stop him now, not even the legendary dragon warrior. Meanwhile, in the peaceful Valley of Peace, Mr. Ping and Li Shan are running Ping's restaurant together. However, Ping can't shake his worry about Po's whereabouts. Little does he know, the dragon warrior is engaged in an epic battle with a flying stingray by the lake. In a spectacular display of skill, Po takes to the skies to defeat his new foe. With a combination of quick thinking and kung fu mastery, Po manages to beat the stingray and heroically save 3 piglets that it had swallowed. Po returns triumphantly to the Valley of Peace, but his victory celebration is short-lived as Master Shifu brings up a serious matter. Po's enthusiasm is first captured by the opening of a new restaurant dedicated to his heroics, a reflection of his larger-than-life persona in the eyes of the villagers. However, Shifu insists on discussing a critical issue and leads Po back to the Jade Palace, setting the stage for a life-changing revelation. Shifu informs Po that it's time for him to pass on his knowledge by training a new dragon warrior, a duty that will prepare Po to eventually take on the role of the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. This news leaves Po conflicted and uncertain. Although several candidates step forward to demonstrate their abilities, he can't bring himself to choose anyone other than himself. In an attempt to prepare Po for this crucial decision, Shifu instructs him to meditate and find inner clarity. As Po attempts to center himself in meditation, his attention is quickly drawn to a sly fox named Jin stealthily slipping into the Hall of Heroes. Instinctively, Po springs into action, leading to a fast-paced pursuit as Jin tries to steal a priceless artifact. The chase intensifies, and Po grabs Oogway's Staff of Wisdom in a bid to stop her, but Jin's cunning tricks prove formidable. She manages to knock Po off balance, nearly swiping the staff in the process. However, the dragon warrior's quick reflexes prevent her escape, and she is swiftly arrested. Enjoying the recap? Hit like, subscribe to Flashback Flicks, and share your thoughts below. Now, back to the video. As Po escorts Jin to prison, he's ambushed by the frantic rams from the mine. They breathlessly recount the terrifying return of Tai Lung, leaving Po shocked and bewildered, yet determined to get to the bottom of it. He heads to the mine to investigate, where he stumbles upon a puzzling clue: Tai Lung's massive paw prints mysteriously shrink into much smaller tracks in the snow. Intrigued and eager to solve the mystery, Po visits Jin's cell to question her about what he discovered. The clever fox reveals that this strange occurrence is the work of a shape-shifting sorceress known as the Chameleon. Though Master Shifu warns Po against trusting a known thief, Jin manages to convince Po that she can help him track down the elusive chameleon. Against his better judgment, Po agrees and frees her, hoping that she will lead him to the truth behind this strange and dangerous new threat. The scene shifts to Juniper City, where a group of crime bosses gather to discuss their frustration at having to pay tribute to the chameleon. Their complaints are cut short when they realize, to their horror, that the shapeshifter is among them in disguise. Feeling disrespected, the chameleon reveals her true power, morphing into a massive, towering elephant. With a powerful thrust, the enraged chameleon violently shoves one of the crime bosses down a flight of stairs, sending a clear message to the rest, fear gripping the remaining bosses as the chameleon coldly increases the tribute they must pay, making it clear that defiance will come at a steep cost. As word of the chameleon spreads through the valley, fear takes hold of its residents. Even the usually optimistic Ping and Li can't help but worry for Po's safety. Unable to sit idly by, they decide to embark on their own adventure to aid their beloved son. As Po and Jin near Juniper City, they are faced with a new obstacle, a large lake separating them from their destination. In search of a way across, The two make a stop at the Happy Bunny Tavern, a shady establishment filled with tough-looking animals. While Po focuses on finding a route to the city, Jin takes a different approach. She joins the patrons in a game of mahjong, swiftly winning their earnings and ordering an excessive amount of food. However, it doesn't take long for the tavern's patrons to catch on to Jin's tricks. When it's revealed that she cheated, chaos erupts. Granny Boar, the formidable manager of the tavern, sends her thuggish cronies after them. To make matters worse, the tavern precariously teeters on the edge of a cliff, adding danger to the situation. A brawl ensues as Po and Jin fight their way through the gang of crooks. Po, wielding the Staff of Wisdom, unleashes a powerful blast, sending their enemies flying. But in the heat of battle, Po and Jin are knocked out of a window, tumbling through the air. Fortunately, they land on a boat operated by the eccentric Captain Fish, a quirky character who resides inside the mouth of his giant seagull mother. With no time to spare, Captain Fish and his unusual crew ferry Po and Jin across the lake, bringing them one step closer to their destination in Juniper City. Upon arriving, Po is stunned to learn that Jin is a wanted criminal, leading to both of their arrests. In a daring move, Jin quickly breaks them out, initiating a thrilling chase through the city streets. Using her street smarts, Jin guides them to an underground hideout she calls the Den, her former home. The Den's leader, Han, greets Jin with hostility due to her past abandonment, while the other inhabitants revel in their criminal lifestyle. Despite the tense atmosphere, Po continues his efforts to show Jin the path of righteousness, but their sanctuary is short-lived as Han eventually expels them. Undeterred, Po and Jin press on towards the Chameleon's palace. Their attempt at a stealthy entrance is comically foiled when Po's ill-timed flatulence alerts the Komodo dragon guards. They then have to go through a bunch of traps before they make their way inside. A cage then drops onto Po, and he tries to get Jin to help prop it up with the staff, only for Jin to walk back and reveal that she was the chameleon's apprentice and trick Po into giving her the staff. She had taken Jin in off the streets after seeing potential in her thieving skills. With the staff, the chameleon plans to open the spirit realm and steal the essence of the deceased Kung Fu masters and Po's former enemies, since she was denied the chance to practice Kung Fu due to her small size. With all the power she can steal, the chameleon plans to expand her criminal empire across China. Po breaks through the floor and fights more guards before making it to the bridge. The chameleon disguises herself as Jin to trick Po and throw him off a bridge, but Ping and Li arrive in time to save him after taking their journey all the way to the city. After Po expresses dismay over Jin's betrayal, his dads give him words of encouragement to keep going on the mission. They then see Chameleon's guards bringing giant cages into the palace. The chameleon uses the staff to open the portal to the spirit realm. Tai Lung is the first to come out, expressing surprise at Chameleon having acquired Oogway's staff. He then proceeds to mop the floor with Chameleon's guards, with the same ferocity he used in life, but the chameleon uses her tongue to steal his essence and then uses his own nerve attacks on him to trap him in the cage. She then proceeds to summon other villains like Lord Shen and General Kai. Po runs across the bridge to try and get back inside the palace, only for Jin to try and stop him from getting himself killed. They have a brief fight until Jin hugs Po and expresses remorse for deceiving him. They reconcile and then go with Ping and Li to the Den to convince Han and everyone else to join the fight, but they only agree because it means they get to do violence. The chameleon finishes stealing the essence of the villains and Kung Fu masters and imprisoning them, getting ready to head out and conquer the land. Outside, the crooks beat up Chameleon's guards, allowing Po and Jin to get back inside. When they make it back to the chameleon, she shifts into the forms of everyone she has trapped and makes Po fight his old nemesis once again before turning into a monstrous hybrid of everyone that flies Po and Jin to the top. They bring her back down, and she shifts into an evil version of Po, meaning Po has to kick his own butt. The chameleon ends up trapping Po, so he gives Jin the staff after he gets it back and convinces her that she has the power to use it. Jin fights the chameleon and uses the staff to summon the same dragon chi energy as before, knocking her down. She goes for one more move, but Po takes the staff back and whacks her over the head. The Kung Fu masters are freed. Tai Lung approaches his nemesis and admits that Po is a greater warrior than he originally believed. Tai Lung, plus Shen, Kai, and all the other masters then give Po the fist and palm salute, before Po opens the door to the spirit realm and sends everyone back, with Tai Lung grabbing the chameleon and taking her with him. The story comes full circle as Po, Zhen, Li, and Ping return to the Valley of Peace. In a surprising turn of events, instead of sending Zhen to jail, Po decides to train her as the new dragon warrior. Despite Shifu's initial protests, Po stands firm in his decision, echoing the wisdom Ping once shared with him. Sometimes the best dish comes from the most unlikely ingredients. The film concludes with a heartwarming scene of Po, the Furious Five, and Jin beginning their training together. As Jin stumbles in her first attempts, mirroring Po's own beginnings, there's a sense of coming full circle. The laughter and camaraderie among them suggest that while the path ahead may be challenging, it's also filled with promise and the potential for greatness. We see Shifu watching from afar, a small smile playing on his lips, hinting at his grudging acceptance and the bright future that lies ahead for the Valley of Peace and its new protectors. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to like, subscribe to Flashback Flicks, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for joining us, and keep the adventure alive.